The tectonic plates of rebuild are now starting to fortify. We've got lots of cycles happening, and one of the minor cycles is a sextile from Saturn to Pluto. And I want to talk about that today because it's first sign of rebuild, of hope in what we're moving toward that we've seen on the collective when all this destabilization began in January of 2020 with Saturn and Pluto conjunction at 22 degrees of Capricorn. I don't know if you remember back then that I held my first Divine Feminine Summit then, and the world locked down and everybody went inside on Zoom. And we started the inner circle with 10 countries represented. It was a watershed moment. And it represented the beginning of the breakdown. And we saw how institutions like banking and education and the police force, really hospitals, everything came under public scrutiny for the ways that it didn't work or challenged freedom or lied, wasn't transparent, manipulated, was corrupt. And we're still seeing all of that, but that's when it began. And so now I'm going to show you the chart. We've got this sextile happening, and it's really our first sign of this quiet rebuild because the sextile isn't loud. It isn't like a conjunction. It isn't like a square. It's the geometry of harmony, but we've got to put action toward it. So to the extent that in the collective, people have been focusing on reform, rebuild, new ideas, which new ideas are going to come more and more when Uranus moves into Gemini on April 26th. That's a 7-year cycle. We're in the middle of the Plutonic cycle, which is until 2044. And we're inside of the fourth turning, which is right now loosely tracking the Uranus in Gemini to 2033. So those are big cycles. We got to buckle up and be ready for the long term. And at the same time, I wanted to share this good news of this sextile that's occurring that is supporting in this quiet rebuild. Like the plates are shifting deeply underneath. And I think we need to hear that because we can really focus on what is all being released and like pus coming to the surface of a deep wound that we didn't even know was there, or maybe we knew, but we didn't know the extent of the wound. And now we're seeing the gore and we're having to do the cleanup. Like it doesn't feel good to put hydrogen peroxide on your wound and clean it out. And we have to go through the steps of accountability, of reckoning, of care for the survivors, of forming new structures. Like that is part of the rebuild of a new civilization. It's going to take time. So right now we're more in a stabilizing and integrative phase with this Saturn and this Pluto. Let me show the screen because that will help a lot. So the chart is looking at March 25th. Let's just say for all intents and purposes that this transit is around March 19th through April 6th as its most powerful time. And we have this Pluto over here in Aquarius at 5 degrees, and it's forming a sextile, which is 60 degrees from the sun, and also this Saturn at 4 degrees. It will also form a sextile to this Neptune as Neptune continues to move. Pluto moves slower, so Neptune will move faster, and ultimately they too will be in a sextile. So back in 2020, in January, Saturn was transiting over Pluto at 22 degrees in Capricorn, right around in here. And now this Saturn has made its way through Pisces and is at 4 degrees and 46 minutes on this March 25th and forming a harmonious geometry with this Pluto that is stabilizing and integrative. It's part of the whole cycle that is 38 years. So really takes us into 2058. That is about the global breakdown and the rebuild. And in astrology, what I love is like things are not linear. There's breaking down that's happening at the same time as building up. It's really the way our lives work. We continue to have breakdowns, and then we have breakthroughs, and then breakdowns, and then we break through something, we build something new, and we still have a breakdown. It's just circular, not linear. So this sextile becomes this first steady point with the ability to actually implement some of the lessons learned. I mean, if we think back to that very naive moment in 2020 when we had no idea what was waiting for us and how the world as we knew it would change. We have changed a lot as a culture, as a society. And while whatever's happening is painful and horrific on many levels, it is definitely in the public domain now. I think back to how it must have been for our ancestors in World War II when there wasn't the internet and there were also societal and structural rules around decorum. Those are all blown. I mean, if you don't think they're blown, just go watch an episode of South Park. Wow. Or watch the presidency in the United States. So we're now in a level of transparency and awareness that we've never been in before. We have never had the internet where we can disseminate 3 million pieces of evidence from the Epstein files. Like, that didn't happen in World War II. They didn't get Nazi plans ahead of time or at the time that those plans were being released. Like, everybody knows who Peter Thiel is now. That dark figure who's the puppeteer was not known until later in many of the cycles of tyrants and dictators. But we all know who he is. We all know his agenda. It's all out there. Now, what are we going to do about it? And I submit that we, the people, all 8 billion of us on the planet, are a lot stronger than any dictator, autocrat. I remember reading Solzhenitsyn, who was a philosopher during Stalin. And he made this comment that if the people really knew how powerful they were, they would have stood up to Stalin. Because part of the great lie is to convince you that you have no power, that you should be super afraid, and therefore you should do whatever whoever, fill in the blank, wants you to do. If we say no to that, and you look at the dissenter with Tiananmen Square as an example, we know that there's power. And yes, some people die. Some people get gunned down. Tiananmen Square doesn't always happen like that. And collectively, over time, we are more powerful. However that can seep into your consciousness as a real, embodied, living truth for you, I would feed that. We're going to need it. So this is about the repair, the discipline, the getting to work with the transformation that has already been initiated. And in mundane astrology, that's world astrology, this is a time of social reconstruction following collective crisis. And as you can feel into this collective zeitgeist, the mood of the collective, there is this need for order because we've had, as I said last time, the kingpins of chaos dropping bombs, abusing people, acting like they have zero accountability. That is starting to shift because the people, we the people, want an end to that level of chaos. And it is the very seed of the beginning of functional order. Now, it takes an oak tree, hundreds of years to become a big oak in the middle of the park? Yeah. So the seed will take what we know now, at least this 7 years, through Uranus and Gemini, to really make some traction. But I want you to know that it's there. Before we tune into the personal side, I want to give a particular shout out to a member of Congress. I've been following on Facebook because my algorithm has been feeding me this clips from Melanie Stansbury of New Mexico. She's a congresswoman. I think she started in 2021 in the House of Representatives. I didn't know who she was until I saw her questioning, like Bill Clinton, around the Epstein files. Every day, she's relentless, talking about something with respect to the Department of Justice and their tampering with evidence or withholding evidence. She is just on fire. It makes me want to live in New Mexico and have her as my congresswoman because she's really standing out. There are others too who are standing out. There are Democrats, there are Republicans, and I think over time we are going to lose those particular designations because we're seeing that these issues that we're facing are not bipartisan. They are humanity versus a deep unconscious inhumanity. Anyway, I want to give a shout out because that to me, this Saturn Sextile Pluto is where people like her are getting to work. They are doing the thing. And honestly, I want to send her a spa treatment when this whole thing is done. Because she is really on it every day. And she's making videos for people, putting them up so that not just her constituents in New Mexico, but you and I know what she's doing every single day to hold the line. So those are the new leaders. And she was born in 1979. And I know a lot of people in my community were born in 1979. So sisters, let's do it. And she's rebuilding trust with the American people through using that office as what I would think we would elect people to do. So I say more go-getter women, more millennial women, Gen X or millennials. Okay, so let's move into what does this personally mean for you? Let's use the theme for the personal about how we are in a trust rebuilding phase. So I'll just speak about the coaching industry. As you know, the coaching industry went through a major contraction because it had a major expansion. When everybody was sitting at home, they were consuming courses, they were in programs, they were doing transformational work. They had the time, they had the money. And then there became a massive amount of people entering into that space as coaches and healers. And there was a contraction that occurred inside of this industry and many other industries that have marketing as its front. There was a tremendous loss of trust. All you have to do is read the comments in whatever ad or post that you're making on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, because people will tell the truth about that ad. And the people are not humored at all by bro marketing, manipulative tactics. And so wherever you find yourself, we are moving into the age of entrepreneurialism because we're moving into the age of empowerment. I will probably do a different video on that because it's a whole thing. It's really deep and it aligns with the 2027 mutation, actual DNA cellular mutation that humans are going through in 2027, according to human design. And so what we'll find is that our agreement with the old institutions and that employer-employee agreement is over, that more people will be stepping into entrepreneurship. And that doesn't mean coaches and healers. That means entrepreneurship. Like, we're going to solve problems for people and we will have new problems because AI will solve some of our problems, but it won't be able to solve all of our problems and not the very human parts of our problems. And that's even another video of how all of that is poised to deeply and significantly change. So we're in a time where we must be our most empowered self. And how do we do that? We live our design. That's what human design says. It was given to us so that we would live our design. And that design makes life simpler, easier, because we're not trying to be someone we're not. We're not operating out of conditioning, because when we operate out of conditioning, unfortunately, it just doesn't work. It might seem like a great plan because so-and-so did it, or I have to do it this way. That is not going to work. What works is you being you. And many of us don't even know who that is. And even if we know, we don't embody it because the grooves and the patterns to our conditioning, our mind is so set in its ways. But Uranus is changing all of that. It's awakening us to something new about ourselves. And this sextile of Saturn and Pluto is making real, bringing it to reality for you, the transformation that has already occurred. And now it gets to live in your business. It gets to live in your life. It gets to live in the way you do life. And so we're going to ask ourselves, what is going to last? What do I want to last? I mean, some of us started building businesses we don't even want. I have heard that with people, and I experienced it myself. It involved work that I didn't want, or ways of working I didn't want. So we have to reconstruct from what is real and not from our idealization. By now, we've already gone through Pisces. We've had those eclipses. We have just gotten schooled in our idealization, where we have put things on a pedestal, or even just beliefs like, I'm a priestess of a new earth. That could be true. And Saturn is saying, but what does that even mean? How are you living? What are you emanating? What are you standing for? That's how we make priestessing real, instead of just an idealized concept that keeps us in a really positive light while we go along doing the same old thing, which we are not called to do. So to the extent that you've done shadow work, this is the transit that starts to make it real in your life, where you get the gains. I always like to say the work works. And you don't always know it right away because you haven't clearly embodied it yet. But this is the point where things start to shift and shape because you are now embodying a level of clarity and purification, the constructs and conditioning that held you in some kind of slavery, you have received some freedom from. So you're going to start to integrate the information into your own work. This is a steady and disciplined process over time, and it sits inside of these bigger cycles. And it's happening through April 9th, where we can take notice and align ourselves through things like rewriting our contracts with our clients. Are they up to date? Meaning, do they reflect actually how I run the business? I just did a genius map for a person who owns a really successful business. And she's poised to go to the next level of her business. But there's a whole lot of this Saturnian work that has to happen, like the books have to get cleaned up, or the way that she and her business partners spend money. Now it has to be accounted for. It has to be tagged to a number of a client, all the ways that a next level business must operate. It's a part of the growing process. There's nothing wrong. It's just complete doing business that way. And if you kept doing business that way, you would cap yourself with growth and you're also like on the treadmill. So for you, what are the structures of your business that you have to shore up in order to reflect where you are now, who you are now, what's the truth of it, to give some transparency also to your constituents? This is how we work now. This is the process now. I also have another client who has this energy of the original manifesting generator. It is the manifesting generator channel. And I happen to have the gate that is instrumental in guiding this type of energy. And I have said to her, part of what you're here to do is to now take your process and make it a system, so that people can rely on the system that you've set up instead of your pricing changes every single time you have a conversation with someone. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a growth process. So I hope you're getting the picture of the types of ways that can be shifted and changed. And I want to make a shout out to people like Cynthia and Wade, who didn't even know me, who saw me here on YouTube and trusted me and signed up for a custom genius map and action plan. It's just been an absolute joy to serve people at this time and space for aligning with their true genius. I really say that from the bottom of my heart. I never thought I would be doing one-on-ones like this, and I suspect I won't in the future. But for now, this is what God, Goddess, Higher Self has me do. And it feels like such a privilege. I get to deep dive into your charts, many charts actually. And then we have an hour and a half conversation for a custom genius map and action plan. And the way that I do it is to put you in action, to have you implement something. So it's not really a reading. You can get those anywhere. You can do a lot of due diligence online, which I totally encourage, because human design, gene keys, astrology, Enneagram, higher alignment, they're amazing tools for us today as we step into the age of empowerment. But if you'd like my eyeballs on it and you would like to cut through the noise in your own head and really put banks to a river of how to spend your energy during any threshold crossing, any change that you're in, I would be delighted to serve you. I'll put the link in the description box. Yeah, just a shout out to the people who have trusted me, who really didn't know who I am, really didn't know me, didn't take any prior programs with me. I really honor you and bless you. And so let's gather all the positive energy that we have generated here and let's beam it out. May all beings benefit from the merits of our efforts.